Hey, what's up guys, it's Theo from Fino Concepts and this is the review of the Canon 600D or T3i. This is the camera I've been using for all my YouTube videos and photography stuff that you see on Instagram, but is it any good? Well, let's find out. The Canon 600D or T3i released in February 2011 at a launch price of 3,500 Ghana cedis. The camera is decently built, although with plastic. This is a hard plastic, so it wouldn't crack anytime soon. It also weighs 570 grams or 1.26 pounds. For the design, we have the horseshoe mount somewhere right at the center, then the ISO and display button at the top. The mode dial and power switch are all on the one side of the camera for one-handed shooting. There isn't any top screen for checking your current settings, but I have never used that feature not once, so it doesn't really bother me that much. It also features a fully articulating 3-inch screen, which we'll get to later in this video. The left side has this nice texture cover which feels great in the hand, and on the same side is the mic input, an external trigger control port, AV out and mini HDMI port. The grip on the right is deep enough to fully sink my fingers in without any issues, and since I have smaller hands, this is ideal for me because all my four fingers can relax comfortably on it. But if you have gigantic hands, then probably getting a battery grip or extension is the way to go. The bottom has a 1/4-inch mount and a battery compartment. On that note, the camera uses Canon's LPE8 lithium batteries, an 1120 mAh battery rated to have about 440 shots per charge. I can't really say this is true because I have 3 of these batteries, and anytime I'm recording videos, I switch them up right around 30 to 40 minutes of recording. But when it comes to pictures, it typically lasts for about 2.5 hours to 3 hours before I have to switch it up. The single card slot is on the right, which I appreciate a lot. No, not because it is a single card slot, but I appreciate the fact that it is on the right. Unlike other cameras, you have to pull it out from the bottom and it becomes quite annoying, especially if you have it mounted to a tripod. The camera also has support for SDHC cards, and with that I recommend you get at least 80 MB per second read and write speeds for the SD card. The reason for that is in another video I made about a while ago. You can check it up here or down in the description below, and it's going to explain it a lot more. Note that this is a digital single lens reflex, or DSLR for short, which means it has a mirror in it which flips out of the way anytime you're taking pictures or recording videos. The camera features a 17.9 megapixel APS-C sensor with a crop factor of 1.6 times. Now what this means is if you have a 24mm like what I have here, on a full frame sensor it is still 24mm, but when you have it on a crop sensor, it is multiplied by this 1.6 crop factor, so you are getting right around 38.4 millimeter. And the same applies, so if it is a 50mm multiplied by 1.6, you are getting somewhere like 80mm on a full frame. Photos have a resolution of 3456 by 5184 pixels, whilst recording videos is maxed out at 1080p 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second at 720p. The 720p videos aren't really that usable. The quality drops drastically. So if you watch any of the village travel videos I've done in the past, I shot all of them on this camera at 720p 60 frames per second so that I can slow it down when I come back home. If you haven't, also up here or down in the description below, you can check them out after watching this video. The camera can also shoot up to 4 frames per second and has a maximum shutter speed of 1 out of 4,000 seconds. So if you're someone who is going to be doing any form of sport photography or is going to be taking pictures of fast-moving subjects, this isn't the camera for you. 4 frames per second is too slow. So if you're wondering how photos or pictures look like on this camera, every single picture I've taken on my Instagram account as at now is shot with this camera paired with my 50mm f1.8 lens. And for video quality, here's how it looks and sounds like. Alright, so this is the video and audio quality of the Canon 600D or T3i. Tell me how it looks. I have it paired with a 24mm f2.8, which you can find out more up here or down in the description below. It is having a very wide aperture at 2.8, so I'm expecting more bokeh in the background. But anyway, here's how it looks. I'd like to know your thoughts in the comment section below. Now with a maximum ISO of 6400, it isn't really that great camera for night shots. For both daylight pictures and videos, there are no issues. Actually, as long as you have enough lighting, this isn't going to be a problem for you. I typically shoot around 1600 and try not to exceed it. Anytime I have to go beyond that, I try as much as possible to just increase my aperture or widen up my aperture or bring in more light just to compensate for that. Because I realize that anytime I go above ISO 1600, the noise gets very noticeable in the pictures and the videos. The Digit 4 image processor in this is the same used in the Canon 5D Mark II, which is a bit older now. But JPEG images look good enough. Like I said early on, the screen is fully articulatory, making it a lot easier to vlog with or shoot yourself while seeing how your framing looks like without needing an external monitor. But then again, it doesn't come with the amazing dual pixel autofocus from Canon, so vlogging may not be a good idea. For instance, anytime I'm shooting these types of videos, I have to get this remote control to always nail my focus. It is quite hectic. But that is what we get. And if that's not enough, the screen also doesn't support touch input. So that is another bummer for us. Focusing in live view mode is also quite hectic and super slow. There isn't any smooth experience. Whilst there's some form of detection, the contrast-based detecting system isn't good enough. For videos, I recommend you use manual focusing. But with that too, it doesn't come with focus peaking, so you wouldn't really know whether you've nailed focus or not. So what you just have to do is trust your instincts and believe what your eyes are seeing. But for photos, you are in luck. By using the Optical Viewfinder, makes it a lot easier and faster to nail focus. Just pull it over your eye, half press the shutter button, and like that, you have your focus. The viewfinder comes with 95% field of view, which basically means whatever you see in there is about a slight magnification of what actually is. I've had this happen to me every once in a while. I align my perfect shots only to take the picture and realize that I have a bit of the unwanted borders in there. It also has a pop-up flash, which I wouldn't recommend you ever use. I've done a lot of research I could about this button right here, but I still do not know what it is used for. If for some reason you do, please let me know in the comment below. I'm very eager to find out. On the subject of the flash, there are some inexpensive ones like the Godox TT520. More on that up here or down in the description below, which you can purchase for this. But using the inbuilt one isn't very ideal. I mean, I don't know any professional photographer who will be using that. So like I stated earlier, it launched at 3,500 Ghana cedis, but now you can even get it as low as 1,600. I'm not joking, I'm being serious here. But that is going to be a second-hand product. If you are buying it brand new, then it is usually around 2,500 and 3,000. But I feel the question we are here for is whether it is good or not. Well, it depends on what you are using it for. If you are heavily going to be using it for taking pictures or photography in general, then it is a great lens. But for videos, I wouldn't really recommend it. Anytime you have to look within the viewfinder, then you have absolutely no problems with it. But once you start using the screen, then it becomes quite problematic. There's no touch screen support, so focusing is a lot difficult because of the ISO maxing out at 6400 and giving you those noisy images. Also doesn't make it ideal for shooting in conditions where you cannot use a speed light. And apart from that too, I would really love to be able to shoot in 1080p 60 frames per second rather than the 720p, because full HD is the way to go. But yeah, like I said, if it is for photography, then thumbs up. Video, not so much. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel and other channels, which I have them linked below. And as always, don't forget to share with your family and friends. This is Theo from Fino Concept, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.
I just wanna be me. Yeah, I just wanna go so crazy. I just wanna be a freak. Yeah, I just wanna rise to the top. Yeah, I just wanna go reach the peak. So I've been really well focused on success. Hey, y'all will see. Yeah, you won't see that I will get it. Cause I'm really focused, man. I make it with the rap and I just follow my path. I just follow my passion. To me, this is what's precious. Yeah, in my soul, man, I can feel it. So every single verse, man, I just gotta go and kill it, man. I gotta be the kid. I could be the guy taking you wild. I could be the villain, but that is okay. Lately I'm painting my path on my way. Yeah,